Hi, my name is Prapti Bhatt. I'm a practitioner at the Gujarat High Court. I've recently started my journey as a lawyer, and at the High Court, there's a new sort of energy that I'm seeing since this last month. The Gujarat High Court's Advocates Association elections are coming up, and there's so much buzz about who is going to take some new step, what are the insights that are coming up. There's a lot of chitter chatter among us younger professionals, and so today I don't generally do podcasts, sir, but today I am in conversation with Mr. Chitrajeet Upadhyaya, sir. Sir is a youngest candidate among those who are participating in the elections for the post of president, and at first I was a bit confused and hesitant as well about whom to approach. But sir, since you are a very young professional and you seem very approachable, there's a nice energy that you come up with, and I thought it would be nice to have a conversation with you and get some of your insights for me as well as the younger professionals that would be seeing this. It would be nice for you to open up to them and for them to get to know you better. Therefore, sir, I would love to know more about you, about how you started.
First of all, thank you, Prapti, for calling me the youngest person. And I think I have also started feeling that I am also one of the freshers who have just joined the High Court before about 1 or 2 years. But jokes apart, I have been practicing on this campus since last 25 years.
Yes, sir.
I hail from Bhavnagar, and I am the fourth generation of lawyers in my family.
Oh, nice.
We have a 106-year-old law firm and a legacy, and lots of responsibility on my shoulders to see to it that I practice with lots of ethics and principles. And as you said, there's a lots of buzz about elections. So
Indeed.
I was an aspirant in 2019, and then again I think this is the right time because the fraternity needs me, and it's the right time to contest only when you really sincerely feel that you want to serve the bar. You don't have any personal agenda which is to be fulfilled or personal goals which is to be fulfilled. So here I am.
So, sir, there are a total of 5 people that are contesting for this role. So what made you step forward, and what do you think you would do differently if you get elected?
I think though I'm taking this credit on my own, I think I am the pioneer of changing the way we propagate for the elections. And all of my senior young friends and all my fellow colleagues would agree to this. If we go back to the election process of the Gujarat High Court Advocates Association, there never used to be such like podcasts and videos and everything.
Indeed.
There never used to be a manifesto. The other day, some senior, Lanet senior was telling me that in our old times, there never used to be a contest. There was a unanimous member which was selected, and he was to be elected unanimously. But see, the times have changed. And today we are in a cutthroat competition, of course a healthy competition. And therefore you see in 2019 also I had issued a manifesto which eventually all the people who succeeded the elections for last 4 years have executed my manifesto, almost 80% out of it. Even this time I have come up with a new manifesto with fresh ideas, fresh things.
Sir.
So I always believe that I have something, a very different intention and a different aspiration to serve the association in a very nice, sophisticated and a developed manner. That is the whole idea which brings me here. And at times you feel that, okay, my colleagues are going to contest this, let me not contest it. But then at one point of time you realize that everybody recognizes the problem, but nobody gives a solution.
That is indeed true, sir.
Yes. So maybe my mindset or my thought process that everybody recognizes a problem, but nobody has a solution or nobody talks about the solution in the details. So I said, let me step in If I can be fruitful, I can provide some nice, rational, and very, very effective solutions. Why not me take a chance?
So,
So that is why I'm here.
so speaking of solutions,
Yeah.
what steps would you take if you get elected? What would your approach be? What changes do you think the bar needs right now?
When you talk about solutions, first of all, we need to understand the category of problems and the kind of problems which we have. So we have different problems, like different problems for different category of practitioners in the fraternity. That is one. Some problems are problems which are faced by the whole fraternity,
Indeed.
and some problems which are not noticed or not identified and need solution.
Particularly regarding the younger professionals.
So now I'll talk about when we talk about the younger people. So younger people, the first thing which I want to achieve for the younger people is equality. Equality in practice, equality in opportunity, equality in income, and equality in facilities, infrastructure, everything. Ease of practice, everything. As far as people like me are concerned, middle-aged people, my fellow colleagues, or even young senior lawyers. So everybody wants ease of practice. Everybody wants to see to it that practice becomes easier. There is a good formula by way of which it becomes easier for everyone. So as far as the other category of people are concerned, these days we have been witnessing that there are lots of SOPs coming out from the department and the registry.
Right.
And there's a great hue and cry about all these SOPs and stuff. So I would like to see to it that these SOPs are appropriately and aptly modified or withdrawn in such a manner that it is convenient and conducive, firstly for the fraternity, and secondly for other stakeholders. And therefore I would like to make a very nice, reasonable, rational representation on all these issues.
Right, sir. Sir, speaking of younger professionals, you mentioned how your campaign is a lot about ease of practice. So, speaking of ease of practice, when I joined my practice, there was a lot of uncertainty about whom to join, whom to contact. Is there a vacancy here? Is there a vacancy there? What is their area of practice? And that actually added to the stress of graduating from college and the transition of entering the legal fraternity. Therefore, sir, would you have any suggestions on how that transition could be eased into?
See, as I said that bar associations are guardians and trustees of the interests of the fraternity. And till now we have been witnessing that the bar associations have never ever provided with any insights to the students that what is the interest area, what is the subject which you have studied. Based on these subjects or the interest areas, there has to be a coordination with the universities. There has to be workshops, because these days universities have prompted students to go for internships on a
Right.
regular intervals, this, that. Now there are no criterias or no understanding given to these students that who's the right person under whom I need to take these internships. So it is the prerogative and the responsibility of the association to send across a very clear message and a very formulated understanding and guideline to all these students and newcomers. Firstly, for the students, that what is the subject they have studied, which university they have studied, which state do they belong to, are they comfortable with the vernacular language or not. These are the aspects based on which the bar association should facilitate and ease out things for the students. And secondly, for fresh people like you, young people who have just come, who are below 5 years or up till 10 years practice, I think there has to be a mechanism where it is a partnered strategy between the senior law firms, senior lawyers, middle-aged people, and the young people. And this partnership has to be between all these categories of the people practicing in the fraternity along with the association. Has to be an inclusive administration and management whereby the association takes care of the things like all juniors should know that which offices are hiring right now under which subjects,
That would actually.
what is the minimum amount which is required to be paid for the purpose of decent lifestyle of all these fresh people who have just entered and have not reached a stage of comfort as far as finances are concerned. Associations should recognize that though we are going towards digitalization, recently you might be aware that even the Honorable Supreme Court has said that digitalization is the need, it is no more a luxury.
Indeed.
So association should facilitate the transition towards digitalization by providing financial help or providing installments or some financial lending at no interest cost to all these freshers who ultimately are integral part of the association and who's the future of this fraternity. So this kind of approach is required as far as associations are concerned, and that is what my vision is.
That would actually solve a lot of problems, sir. Apart from the accessibility issues, sir, there's also a lot of cultural differences and a lot of mindset differences between the younger professionals and people who have already found a place in the bar. Therefore, sir, how do you, what is your approach on that? And how do you suggest that those differences could be neutered? And how could a community be built between the younger ones who have just entered and the ones who are already there?
I think the only solution is interaction, awareness, and ease. You have to provide so much comfort to the younger people, because younger people always have a perception which is never explained to them. It's a self-oriented and self-developed perception about the whole profession. Whether it may be about the honorable courts, whether it may be about the learned seniors, whether it may be about the whole fraternity, or maybe about the profession or the clients, everything. So first of all, to provide a level playing field to everybody, right amount of awareness and correction in the perception is the key to this. If you give right awareness to the young lawyers of the bar, that this is the manner in which you are required to deal with the clients, there has to be a guideline that these are the protective measures which you need to keep in, have to be conscious about these aspects when you deal with a client, when you deal with the honorable courts, and a constant interaction of seniors with these young members by way of various study circles, research circles. So a constant connection with these people will make them understand that their perception needs to be corrected, and slowly and gradually it will make them very, very comfortable, so that they'll merge into this system very easily. So you need to give them a very easy path, and that path has to be provided by the association. Association is a bridge between different categories of the fraternity, and that is where the association is required to play a specific role in a positive manner.
Indeed, sir,
Yeah.
that is true. Sir, speaking of digitalization that you just mentioned, a part of ease to practice would also mean having access to Wi-Fi, having access to proper spots at where you sit and you can focus and do your work. So, sir, would you be facilitating any of that?
So, what my vision is that every lawyer today, everybody of us might be facing network issues in the High Court premises,
Indeed, sir.
and lot many other issues as far as technology is concerned. So, everybody should be made available a free Wi-Fi facility across the Honorable High Court campus. That is the first thing which I think, because internet these days is a synonym of breath. It's no more a luxury.
Indeed.
So we need to change our perception that internet is something which is comes at a cost and which is a luxury. No, it has become a necessity and a basic essential thing. So there has to be free internet for everybody on the campus. That is my first thing. Secondly, we need to provide scanning machines at all corners so that everybody don't have to run around back to their chambers or somewhere far away, because since we are aware that even the campus is expanding day by day, there's one more wing of new court buildings coming up.
Yes.
And providing facilities to the young lawyers, to any lawyer who's willing to shift towards digitalization. There has to be training sessions for everybody, because young generations here, this is one area where young generations propel, and they grow very fast, but it's very difficult for the senior people to adopt to these digitalization tactics and technology and everything. So there has to be a very nicely formulated training approach for the purpose of digitalization, and easy facilities so that everybody is able to procure the required hardwares and the softwares for digitalization. So this is what my idea is about digitalization.
Indeed, sir. I definitely agree with
Yeah,
your...
sorry. But one more thing which I just want to say is that when we talk about digitalization, and more particularly when in this election season, my viewpoint of digitalization, at least for the fraternity, is one part. And secondly, for the association, I want to bring in complete transparency, wherein I think we can implement a system where we can provide hybrid general body meetings. That is one thing which is a must and a need of the hour.
Indeed, sir.
We also need a online platform, like Honorable Court's proceedings are available on the YouTube platform. Similarly, we need to have a YouTube platform for the association business, day-to-day business, committee meetings. And I also propose to install huge screens in the reading rooms. And I also want to have an infrastructure where a proper meeting can be held. These days, you might be aware that meetings are held in such a manner that the atmosphere completely is demolished. There is no discipline. So if we have proper infrastructure where we can ask people to sit properly, we have screens available. So if everybody is not able to remain present, anybody who intends to attend those general body meetings can attend those meetings through virtual mode. That should be available. Even during committee meetings, when it is available on YouTube platform, you should have virtual platform there also. You can also anytime log in and interrupt in the committee meetings, and you can give your opinion as a member of the bar. So these are the changes which I intend to bring in the name of digitalization, as well as for the association, as well as for the lawyers.
Sir, throughout your campaign, I have seen a lot of emphasis on some change that you wish to bring. Your campaign talks about unity in change. So, sir, what is your perception of this change? What can we expect to change if you are elected?
Change is the only thing that is constant in this universe. And therefore, my perception of change is change of generation, change of perception, change in the awareness. And to be very specific, like the one thing which requires immediate change is the parking system in our High Court. We need valet parking. We also need parking spots which are equipped with sensors. So you have an app which is developed. Everybody is registered with that app. And the valet parking agency is in a position to figure out that how many number of parkings are vacant right now. What are those spots? So this is one of the mechanism which I think this was one of the things which I had included in my first manifesto in 2019. Unfortunately, that is one thing which requires serious attention and has been completely ignored by now.
It would help if we're running late for
Definitely,
mentioning.
it would help.
Yeah.
And it would avoid lots of chaos right now, which every advocate faces. One more change which I want to have is equality for everyone. Recently, we are aware that one of the young lawyers, young member of our bar, has just passed away, and everybody was quite sad about him. He was a very nice, young, fresh, vibrant blood. But the thing is that there is no reference provided for such young people who leave the bar at an early age.
Right.
We need to have a platform where we pay same respect and reverence to young as well as senior members of the bar. That is the second change which I want. And the third change is I want to establish an advisory committee which is a symbol of inclusive administration. Meaning thereby that I want to constitute an advisory committee if at all I am elected as a president, wherein I select, the committee or the bar selects two members from every discipline of law who will represent the advisory committee, and any important decisions, whether it touching the administration of the practice or whether any important decision for the fraternity, will pass through this advisory committee. These advisory committees will give in their fillers and their opinions, and only after considering them, some important decision shall be taken. So that is the third change I want. So there are a series of steps which requires fresh, new, innovative thinking, solutions and steps. So that is what I think definition of change as my perception. And there are lots and things I have in mind, but unfortunately we don't have that much time. So just as an example, I've pointed out 2-3 things right now.
So earlier you pointed out that a lot of people point out problems but don't give solutions. But clearly I see a lot of solutions here. So now I would like to know that a lot of candidates make promises. But what is it that sets your approach apart?
Promises are an important part of the society, the profession, everywhere. Human beings are based on one thing: promise and hope. Everybody promises. I also make some promises, or might have made some promises in the past, or maybe during these elections. But yes, I think any promise which I have made or might make in the future, I'm 100% committed and dedicated to fulfilling those promises. I value my words. If I don't value my words and promises, I can't expect the bar to rely on me. And one thing I promise today through your platform, that any decision that may be taken on the administrative side in the Honorable High Court campus, touching the administration or the practice side of the fraternity, shall be an inclusive decision where bar would be an equal partner and equally included. And I'll strive to achieve a bar where the bar is respected not only across the state but across the country. That is the best I can achieve for this. I'll give in my best, and I'll keep up to all my promises. That is what I can say.
That is extremely thoughtful, sir. As we approach the end of this podcast, what is that one feeling that you would like the listeners to have, and something that they could hold on to as we end this podcast? Something about you that they could hold on to.
I'd like to describe or define myself as a cleaning agent, and I'll do my job. Though cleaning agents are full of acid and various chemicals, but I am something which is organic, but I'll definitely do the job. And I want to assure all my members of the fraternity that this election is a festival. It should be taken up and enjoyed thoroughly. The vibe should be thoroughly enjoyed. And I request all to participate and have fun.
Right, sir. And with your closing remarks, just something, give us something about why it should be you. Why choose you as the president? Why Mr. Chitrajeet Upadhyaya and not anyone else?
The first thing is, I am the youngest one. I am committed. I feel I have a very clear perception, clear idea about what changes are required. I have my strategies and plans which work on the intricacies of the basic required essentials for the change we need to have, or we aspire to bring to this association and this institution. Many things have been said about bringing back the glory. But merely by discussing about bringing back the glory won't work. We'll have to have a very nice, clear and transparent plan, which I think I have a clear plan. I have a clear perception. I have awareness. And I think I'll be able to work as a bridge between all sections of the fraternity. And I think I'll be in a position to organize the functions of the association in such a manner that in future, at any point of time, this association can never be polluted or diluted. That is my idea. And that is where I think I stand at a different position compared to others. And I think this is what the younger people and everybody from the bar, seniors, everybody wants. So this is my idea about the association. That's why I think I am a deserving candidate. However, irrespective of my perception, through your platform, I would like to request all the members of the bar to give me a chance this time. And of course, there is always another time if I don't fulfill my promises, if I don't keep up to their expectations, then the bar may take back my chance. That is the only thing which I think makes me different.
It was wonderful talking to you, sir.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the very best for the upcoming elections, and I wish to see the change that you're planning to bring. So this podcast was not just about knowing the law. It was about knowing the people that deal with it. To end the podcast, I would like to say, sir, that thank you so much for making me feel so comfortable. When we started the podcast, there was some sort of hesitation, some sort of intimidation. But talking to you, I feel much more positive, and I'm ending the podcast on a high note by concluding that every member of the High Court of Gujarat is approachable, and I am really grateful for the fraternity that we are a part of and the community that we are building. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.